Greetings. After a brutal 2022 for global markets, the first quarter of 2023 got off to quite a decent start. Despite the crisis in the banking sector overshadowing everything else, all major asset classes ended the quarter on a positive trend, which continued from the last quarter of 2022. We always like to show this slide because it highlights how quickly things can turn in markets, both on the upside as well as the downside. All the major asset classes produced double-digit negative absolute returns in the 2022 calendar year, consequently dragging the returns of our diversified multi-asset solutions, as there was no place to hide. The Momentum Global Managed Solutions, which form part of the MFP house view, staged a great recovery in quarter four, with the Global Growth Fund producing double-digit returns and further extending the gains in quarter one of 2023. These returns reiterate the importance of staying invested during difficult market cycles, as the client would have not experienced the recovery had they disinvested at the peak of the market sell-off. The Momentum Global Feeder Funds continue to deliver great performance for investors. The table at the top shows the performance of the funds across different time periods. The exceptional performance of the funds show why it is important to diversify by investing globally to protect investors against the inevitable depreciation of the rand in the long term. The graph at the bottom shows the US dollar to rand exchange rate from 1990 until now, and it is evident that the rand has been depreciating for the most part of the last 3 decades. Despite the strong performance of the underlying funds, we do not downplay the impact that the currency has had on the performance of these feeder funds. Lastly, I will briefly touch on some of the benefits of investing offshore. You get access to true global diversification. I have used our Momentum Global Managed Fund as an example, and you can see how colorful the asset allocation slide is. This highlights the vast opportunity set which lies beyond the South African shores. Currency exposure. The pie chart at the bottom shows the US dollar makes up less than 50% of the currency exposure within the fund, further emphasizing the true offshore exposure within our global funds. Lastly, you get exposure to the best-in-class asset managers. The right part of the slide shows the top 15 managers we use within our Momentum Global Managed Fund, and again shows access our investment team has across the globe. In closing, we continue to employ a multi-layered diversification approach to our solutions, blending styles, looking beyond the traditional asset classes, and picking specialist asset managers to deliver our clients to their specific investment outcomes. Thank you.